fun. Isn't that fun? I'd do that. Hi, we're Scott and Cindy.
Come be a ghost tourist with us.
And we'll tell you if the places are spooky or dooky.
Where are we?
Boulder, Colorado, home of Mork and Mindy.
I don't think anybody's going to know that reference.
Okay, so if you're older than 50, we're like 2 blocks from the Mork and Mindy house where Mindy lived.
And Mork.
And Mork, he lived up in the attic and swung down on a rope.
You can see the Mork and Mindy house at 1619 Pine Street.
So right up the...
But it's not haunted, so maybe we should move on.
And here our first stop is the Arnett Fullen House.
It's beautiful.
So it's built in 1877.
Okay.
And is believed to be haunted by Olivia Fullen, who lived in the house.
Oh, okay.
People say they can see a young girl dressed in white, and they felt cold spots in the hallways. So unlike any other haunted house we've ever visited, a woman in white and a cold spot. The fun part is that the current residents sometimes will put a mannequin in the window to scare people, because they know people are coming by their house to look for a ghost. That's fun. Isn't that fun? I'd do that.
Somebody's there right now because there's smoke coming out of, like, their chimney, maybe?
I hope it's their chimney.
All right, let's go take a look. You don't want to get out, do you? Because it's cold out.
It's snowy.
Cindy, do you see a mannequin in the window?
No, no mannequin.
Oh, maybe that's only at Halloween. we just filmed it. Well, I didn't press the button. So now we're going to say the exact same thing again. Did you see a woman in white?
No.
I feel a lot of cold spots, though. Do you feel cold spots all around the house?
Because it's 12 degrees in Colorado.
I think
Boulder,
the second
Colorado.
time is even better.
Yeah. The
No.
Arnett. Arnett
Arnett Fullen House.
Fullen House. On the spooky scale, it's not spooky.
No, maybe one.
One out of 5 ghosts. If there had been a mannequin in the window, 5 out of 5 ghosts.
Absolutely.
So Arnett Fullen House people, keep the mannequin in the window.
Next up is the Arnett Montgomery House, which you think would be the same, but it's different. But it's also on Pearl Street, about a block away. Let's find out.
Arnett Montgomery, are they related?
I bet the Arnetts are.
Maybe they're family, and in those days they did horse and buggy, and so they would just, take the horse and buggy from one house.
Is that what you're doing?
They're on the horse.
And the great part about the Arnett Montgomery House is that it's now a gallery/store, so we could go in.
It's haunted by a child that was 10 years old, Walter Montgomery,
Okay.
who died in 1902 after a trip with his father. And he fell ill.
If you just told someone, oh, yeah, he died on a trip with his father, would you immediately think that's really suspicious? Why did you say it that way? Like, I assume his father killed him.
No. He fell ill on a trip with his father, and when he came back, he died.
Well, that's the story they tell, but you know that his father,
He died after getting ill and coming home.
But did anybody see the body coming into the house?
He was alive when he got home. He was sick.
That's what you say, but is there proof? I'm turning this off.
Okay. That necklace.
It doesn't look like you're looking for ghosts. It looks like you're looking for jewelry.
And now he can be seen wandering the halls and having conversation with guests.
What kind of conversations?
Nice weather we're having here. It's chilly. It snowed today.
So we talked to the woman behind the counter who didn't want to be videotaped. But she said there is a presence down in the basement, which is where the boys' playroom used to be. And so when people go down there, they sense it.
But this was his playroom.
This one was his playroom? Oh, yeah. I can totally feel it.
What do you feel?
You can just feel energy in here. It's like I feel catching my breath like I always do.
No hair movements?
No hair. Let's see if he's in here. Walter.
Somebody else just said she has a donation jar that when it turns off and on, when it comes back on, it says hello. Hello! And it turns off and on by itself a lot. So she thinks that might be him saying hello.
Hello!
But she said that all 4 of the women who work here are kind of, the word she used was witchy. So they like the fact that it's haunted. And she says this is part of a haunted tour that goes by and stops at these different places in Boulder. So they know they're haunted and they like it. We're at the Kohler House in Boulder, Colorado, built by Frederick W. and Rosetta V. Kohler in 1903. The year after the home was built, the owner had 3 weeks of insomnia where he couldn't get to sleep, and it was so awful that he finally committed suicide.
Oh.
Now his ghost roams the house.
Do you think that when he had insomnia for those 3 weeks, he invented the Kohler faucets?
I think he probably did. He had nothing better to do.
You got all the time in the world if you can't sleep. You got hours upon hours.
It's true. The thing is, though, the way I was raised, I don't see Kohler.
Your joke was even worse than my joke.
It was. But we found they have more than just haunted houses in Boulder. We're standing outside the Boulder Theater in Boulder, Colorado.
Okay.
Built in 1936 and haunted by the ghost of George Paper. That's right. Paper.
Okay. Oh, I snorted.
In 1944, he was fixing a lighting rig and slipped and hung himself in the cables. And since then, he's returned to haunt the premises as a prankster.
Oh, okay.
Turning lights on and off and touching women where their underwear covers. No, I'm gonna read that part. Turns faucets on and off. Opens doors. Did we capture George Paper in the dark doorway of the theater? No. And apparently right next door is the Ghost Barbecue, named after the ghost here.
Oh, this place looks like it could be haunted. Oh, yeah, it's very haunted. So on the spooky scale,
We give Boulder, Colorado 3 out of 5.
woo-hoo!